Thank you all for coming here. Um, this is a very interesting topic today that we have on on gender equality. So I will start with each of you and maybe take just a minute to talk about your community in general and introduce us to your community. And after that, talk a little bit about how your community believes in gender equality, right? And later we will get into the problems we face and how we work with it and all that. And I want to emphasize today we are here to get together as coming together, to support each other. We may have differences, but we are here to support each other and talk about what we want to do together rather than our differences. And I hope that today's discussion will be in that spirit, and I know all of you are in that spirit. So I request Mr. Dobbs to start and say a little bit about the Baha'i faith and then a little bit about how they believe in gender equality in the faith.
Well, thank you so much, and it's a real pleasure to be here. I had the bounty of being introduced to the temple and some of the background of the Vedic teachings, and I feel at home in every temple, every church, every house of worship, mosque, because in the Baha'i faith we believe in unity. It's the central principle around which all of the other teachings revolve. There's an expression at the UN, think globally, act locally. And in Baha'u'llah, the prophet founder of the Baha'i faith, said that let your vision be world embracing. And I feel that we share common understanding of these spiritual principles of oneness, of unity. And it's important for us to act locally while also thinking globally. I mean, just think about what we've been through the last year and a half or so. COVID demands global cooperation. We can't think just of ourselves. We have to think of everyone. It's the we and not the me. Then there's global warming. It demands global cooperation. We have to work together in unity. And then there's prejudice and racism and things that divide us. When you look at the globe, you see all these little lines that separate one country from another country, and really that's a thing of the past. We have just the one earth for us, and we talk about global warming, but there's also a spiritual principle of being on this. We all share the same air. We all drink the same water. And what's good for all of us is good for us each personally. So with this collective vision, we kind of go forward, hand in hand, arm in arm, together. I understand that, there are different countries, different languages, different ways of prayer, but we all pray, we believe, to the same Spirit. We believe that all of the world's faiths come from the same source. They all teach essentially the same message: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The golden rule that you find in the Bible can be found in all of the spiritual writings of all of the world's great religious traditions. In fact, in my introduction to the temple here, we talked about this principle, this golden rule of thinking of the other first and treating them as you would want to be treated. So I feel at home with my friends here on stage, and I look forward to working together with you. You mentioned gender equality. God doesn't think of us as a male soul versus a female soul. We're all the souls. We're all drops of consciousness from this universal sea of enlightenment. And we believe that this is a principle that has really found its day, that now is the time for the equality of women and men. And in the past, sorry to say this wasn't always true. Even in the Bible, there's the story of the adulterous woman, and they were going to stone her to death because they had found her breaking the law of marriage. And, the truth is that in those days, men were not treated the same. They were treated much better. And who did you hold responsible? The woman. But isn't the man just as responsible for transgressions? So Jesus said to them, they said, we found this person, she's guilty. He asked a few questions. What were the circumstances? And they told him, and he said, well, those of you without sin, you can cast the first stone, because in that day, stoning to death was the punishment for adultery. So the lesson is that, things change, and we have evolved to a new understanding of equality between women and men. And so, glass ceiling, time's up, all of those things have come to fore in this modern era, and it's up to us to take action to promote the equality. And in fact, let me point out that in the Baha'i faith, to counter this prejudice, if a man and a woman were both up for the same job, the man should step back and allow the woman. With education, if the family only has enough money to educate one of their children, they have a boy, they have a girl, they should educate the girl. Why? Because she is the teacher of children. So I think going forward, I realize it's easy to say principles and virtues and talk about them, but it's not so much more difficult to put them into action. But now is the time, and I look forward to taking action with all of you.
That's beautiful. I really love when you said that when there is a choice between boy and a girl, you choose the girl first. That's very different from how the world is evolved. And I like what you said. It's time is now, time for the principles now. Thank you so much. Ma Baljit.
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me, and thank you for giving me this honor to be here. And I'm from the Sikh faith, and a lot of people don't know about Sikh religion that much, but this is the 5th largest religion in the world. And it's very interesting when I see, I really like to participate in interfaith programs. The reason for that is I feel the first interfaith desire was actually started by our first teacher, Guru Nanak. And he traveled all over the world to find like-minded people, or people who were above and beyond the prodigious thoughts, and who will come above and beyond, and they will get together and give the message of humanity to people. So the basic principle of Sikh religion is human ki jaat sab hai, ek hi pehchan bo. That human race should be known as only one, as humans, nothing else. So he traveled all the way to the seat of Sheikh Farid, who was Muslim, to learn about his teachings and his place and talk to his people so they come on the board with the same idea. And when he was asked, when he visited that place, and Pakpatnam was the seat, so he went there, and when he was asked that why he's there and who he is he Hindu or is he Muslim? So he said, when the God is one, why there are two paths to reach him? He said, why you ask me to divide myself into Hindu or Muslim? I'm a human being, and we all have the same place to go. So from there on, he went all over the world. He traveled, 15th century, he traveled 10,000 miles. God knows which means he took to reach to China, Sri Lanka, Assam, Middle East, and all over India. So amazing man. So also with that, he was always like another principle is so kyu manda akhiye jit jamme rajan. That how can we become consider ourselves on the higher level as priests and the preachers of each religion, and same time we're putting down women And she is actually the one who has given birth to all the kings and all the spiritual leaders and all the prophets, everybody. She is the one who has given birth to them. So how can you put her down? So it was very important in Sikh religion that we treat every single human being as a human being. On top of that, it's not that we should treat woman above the man or man above the woman. Every should, a child or an adult or handicapped or any other person, they all should be treated as humans, and they should get their deserved benefits of any situation. So this is the philosophy, and this is what we want to take ahead with this interfaith, and I'm looking forward to participate in more. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. Actually, I want to go online. Ma Preeti is online waiting. So if you could unmute her and project her, and if she can share about the Buddhist faith, that would be great. Ma Preeti, are you able to hear us? Yes, we can hear you.
Community in the entire world. In United States, there are more than 500 chapters and 100 centers in the country. 12 million people across the globe in 192 countries and union territories participate and are following and are part of this STI community. The main, I would start with what is it about feeling? I think there's a lag in between when I'm talking and
No, you can hear her. What is happening? Sorry.
Hang on one minute.
Yeah, just 1 second, Ma. While they're fixing it, can we go with Mr. Ahmed here locally and then come back to Ma Preeti? Sir, if you could talk about the Ahmadiyya faith, would really appreciate it.
I would like to stand actually in respect of everybody. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We greet in the Islamic way that's called Assalamu alaikum. May the peace be upon you all the time. That doesn't discriminate with the day or night or any time, all the way. And our slogan for the community is love for all, hatred for none. And I'm a Muslim by faith. As you call, the religion is called Islam. Islam means peace. Peace, the real good spelling of P-E-A-C-E, not P-I-E-C-E, not in pieces. And it's for everyone, regardless of it. And it is stated that a Muslim is the one, al-Muslimu man salim al-Muslimuna min lisanihi wa yadihi. A Muslim is the one from whose tongue and hands everybody is protected. Those are the basic teachings of Islam. We believe in one God, and obviously we belong to the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. We are located at 11940 at Ramona Avenue. We have a big mosque over there, and pretty much everybody knows it. If not, I do have some flyers. I will ask Abu Bakr also to bring me one flyer so I can show that what we stand for. Ahmadiyya Muslim community was founded by the Mirza Ghulam Ahmad, and he started at in 1835 to 1908 in Qadian, that is in India. And and he is a reformer. That was a revival movement with the Islam, emphasizing the essential teachings of the peace, love, and justice, and sanctity of life. Today, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is the worldwide largest Islamic community under one divine appointed leader, that His Holiness, that is Mirza Masroor Ahmad. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad claimed to be the metaphorical second coming of the Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, and the Mahdi, whose second advent was prophesied by the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And we believe in the teachings of all of those. He also recognized the noble teachings of the great religious founders, including Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, Confucius, Lao, and the Guru Nanak, Baba Guru Nanak, and explained how their original teachings converge to Islam. And our one of the biggest services to the mankind is that we hold an organization that is called the MTA also, that is alislam.org, that you can find all of our activities, and it's called Humanity First. We have been serving in all around the globe, and then the main thing about this Humanity First is that they serve the mankind regardless of it, because hunger is the religion of a man or woman. That is the hunger, and we serve them regardless of their any creed, race, color, or anywhere. We are all over the globe. And this community has been established at the moment, that's what we mentioned, that is more than 200 countries of the world. And we have done a lot of work in Africa also to provide them the clean water. There has been many, many wells which have been established over there, and the solar system, all that, one thing. And the second thing, all of this work is done voluntarily. And then all these volunteers, when they are serving over there, we spend the money. We do not take 1 penny kobo, that's the local currency in Nigeria. We do not take anything out of that country that is served over there as for the humanity and mankind. There's a lot of other stuff I think that will be coming probably in future. So I think I'm going to stop, and I appreciate that you're listening very attentively. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And like you said so beautifully, hunger doesn't discriminate between men or women. So this is great. Is the internet fixed there, Raya? Can Ma Preeti speak? Ma Preeti, if you can unmute and speak.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'll start again by introducing myself. My name is Preeti Talwar, and I would like to thank everyone here on the panel who have given me this opportunity. Thanks to Mr. Kumar, to give me this opportunity to share about Soka Gakkai International. That is the organization I belong to, and I'm representing my organization here. Soka Gakkai International is the most diverse Buddhist organization, which has about 500 chapters, 100 centers in the country, in US itself. About 12 million people are members of this organization in 192 countries and union territories. Well, what is the purpose of a religion? It is just to enable all human beings to be happy. And that is the goal of SGI. SGI Buddhism enables every single person to become happy without exception. We chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Those are the characters we chant. And once we chant, every human being gets empowered and gets that courage, wisdom, and compassion to awaken that Buddha nature in them. The essence of Buddhism is the conviction that we each have within us the ability to overcome any difficulty that we may encounter in our life. This inherent potential is what we refer to as the Buddha nature, a state of life characterized by limitless courage, wisdom, and compassion. And once we start chanting that Buddha nature, comes forth. Gender and equality and woman empowerment are the core principles of SGI. SGI is committed to empowerment, in which we believe that it is essence to fully unleash boundless potential inherent in every human being. Each and every person, as they are, has the ability to become a Buddha, and there's no exception to a woman. We are all the same. We are all the same. We have separate Sophia meetings, and there's so much of emphasis that the woman is considered as the sun of the family. She is the one, who can bring the whole family together and drive it in a direction where she wants. And, that is what empowerment means. That is, we get from this organization. This is not a religion. This is a philosophy. I was born in a Hindu family in India. I still practice Hinduism, but this is a philosophy that has given me wings to fly. That has told me that I have the potential to do everything and anything, that I believe in, that I want, that I aim for. There's a lot I can carry on, but, considering my time duration, I'll hand it over to the next panelist. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma. That is so beautiful. Thank you for the information you gave. So I know we already heard about Hinduism. I spoke a little bit about our organization. See, all of us know that our religion doesn't discriminate, right? The principles of the religion don't discriminate. But today the reality is different. So let's talk a little bit more about the challenges we face today. What are the problems we're facing in spite of what the religion says? What is the problem that we face? And I'd like to start with Ma Muktika. As Hindu women, what are the problems that we face? If you could say a little bit more.
Sure. So before I start, I would like to give offer my gratitude and my humble pranams to His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, who as the founder and as my guru, as the energy in this space here, has given us phenomenal depth of knowledge in understanding Sanatana Hindu Dharma from its true essential roots. Having said that, the glorious past of Hinduism has been phenomenal and celebrates women. What I have heard first as I walked into one of our temples was Tattvamasi. This is the truth and the foundation that actually says you are that. So from having experienced a glorious past with that as the fundamental context, we are here today where women, sorry? Okay.
You continue talking, I'll take it.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for that. In today's world, what we see is the Divine Mother that used to be celebrated and that is still celebrated all over the world as the foundational, fundamental energy is not being given the due. Women who used to hold phenomenal positions and who were respected beyond everything are now not given the same status. We are seeing that they are considered as a minority. They are being considered as people who cannot be holding important positions or can be participating in religious circles in the form of rituals, in the form of empowering others. What we want to stand for is to bring back the traditions as it originally existed, to ensure people understand that as a woman, you are empowered. As a woman, You have the right to the best life possible. You have the right to experience the highest space of completion and superconscious evolution. And this is what I feel we need today, which is missing in our communities. And this, when we worship the mother energy, will take us to greater heights. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. So what you really brought out is even though women may be breaking the glass ceiling in some corporations, in religion they are not being given equality in India, or especially in Hinduism, right? And that's what Swamiji is trying to fight for.
Absolutely.
So give us some of the examples of how Swamiji, what he's done, what problems we have faced, because people don't know how much problems Swamiji and the community has faced in India, especially against women, and what he's trying to do and what problems they have faced.
So one of the fundamental things for which a huge persecution is going on, and this has been going on for many, many years, that we are fighting for justice, is as a minority community, how we are being persecuted, how Swamiji, who is standing for the rights of the minorities and for the rights of women, he is being persecuted because he is a force to reckon, and he is ensuring that women get their rights. In the organization, for example, right now, the organization in Nityananda Sangha, we have today most of the organizations, most of the Adinams and the Kailasas around the world are headed by women. He is empowering each and every woman to seek and find her highest potential. And this is considered a threat,
Great.
which is the issue that we want to show, that when you empower the woman of the house or the women of the community, she takes you forward beyond everything.
So you're saying that the success of our community is because of the women leaders around the community. That's great.
We're not putting down the men.
Yeah, of course.
Where it is about saying that you don't compare, right? There is no comparison, but each individual, like what Randy, you were saying, whether you are a woman, whether you are a man, or we have 11 genders, right, that have been identified, it doesn't matter what you are, what you integrate yourself with,
Yeah.
but you have a space and you have a way to manifest your success. And Swamiji is empowering us to be able to do that.
Thank you. So I want to ask Mr. Ahmed, what challenges do you see in today's community in practical terms, in terms of enforcing or seeing that equality in practice, especially with related to your community?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. You know, I have a lot of stuff actually really to share, but I don't know whether I will really be enjoying that time or not.
Just
So,
a few thoughts,
few
we'll come
words,
back to you
okay,
more.
I'll bring you my thoughts into that one also. That if you look into the gender inequality, it's a very hot issue. In general, this is ascribed as to the religion where it is cause of purely non-religious matter in Islam. Because God has said in his holy book, the holy book of the Muslim is called Quran, and Quran itself by word, it means its meaning is the most recited book. If you look at today, that is the most recited book on earth. There is no other book that people have really memorized by heart. That's the only book that has been memorized from one word to the last word of those 30 parts. Going into that one, all mankind, fear you, your Lord, who initiated your creation from a single soul, then from created its mate, and from these two spread all over, and the countenance of the men and women. This verse clearly indicates that the man or the women are created from a single entity and are basically equal genders. As a gender, one is not superior to the other. And assigning to the women is according to the usage Women too have the rights over the men, similar to the rights of the men over the women. One more quote. The verse clearly denotes that the rights enjoyed by the men are the duties of the women, and the duties of the men are the rights of the women. This implies similitude between both the genders. There is no right confirmed on the man that women may be dependent on the basis that she is a woman. So, men, however, have an advantage over them. How? Here is the Quranic verse that says that the man's superiority by its virtue of his responsibility of the protection and the maintenance of the women and the fulfillment of their rights of the women, and nature has made them stronger to perform certain duties which are not potentially that the women can perform as well as the men can because of their physical, although they both have more than 300 bones in their bodies, both of them, no discrimination. That is an equal gender, equality of the gender. Then coming to this one more aspect, I will mention that so that really can shed light onto this, what Islam enjoins into that one, the equality of the gender. The man that earn, and for women is what they earn, but women has not been burdened with the financial responsibilities of the family. It has been squarely been placed on the shoulders of the man. He is the responsible to ensure the fulfillment of the rights of the women, even even though she may be earning herself. It is not the responsibility of her for the financial burden to support the family. There is a lot of stuff, but I think I will give them other people the chances.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Suma, Baljit, what do you think is the challenge on the ground today? Why, like Mr. Ahmed said, sometimes it's not religious, it's more social. But it's very difficult to make the distinction between social and religious. So can you say a little bit more about that?
Sure. First of all, I want us to understand that religion is part of a culture. The whole culture is not a religion. So if we talk about, you can say, I'm from Punjab. When you talk about Punjab, Sikh religion is from Punjab, and that doesn't mean that every Punjabi is a Sikh. And same thing, like when we think about India, we think about all Indians, 1 billion people are Hindus. They're not. So same thing with any country where the religion is existing, we think all of them are religious people. They are not. So also the other factor is that religion I use the kind of a present term now, that religion's been hijacked by people who were getting benefit out of that. I will blame that to priest class more from last 1,000 years. So the original religion of any type of religion was buried under their superficial books that they'd written on top of the books that we had, our holy scriptures. So the people, since they changed the language, people were not allowed to go back to read, and they were prohibited from reading the original. So this is how the Sikh religion came, and then they write most of those things into the local language. So the Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji is written into different languages. It's probably 16 different languages that it's written in the book. I'm not talking about translation. The verses are written into different languages. And also he collected from different saints from each religion who were talking about one God and equality. If you don't stand on that perimeter, your writings are not going to be included into that holy book, which was written or compiled in 1604 by the fifth teacher. So that was the perimeter, like you have to stand on that. But at the same time now, time to time, the people who are in charge of that particular religion, they will take the benefit to use it for themselves, being upper class, being male dominacy, and being whatever benefit, the more money, I will say, the more greed. Whatever they can get out of it, they will use that for that purpose. So we should not be considering that that is original religion. So it is very important, as Muktananda was talking about, that it's a time for awakening. It's a time for realizing that what we've been taught from last probably 1,000 years, probably it's not true. So we have to go back to our own scriptures. We have to study by ourselves and try to find out what is right and what is wrong. And no religion on this earth will tell you there is inequality between the race or color or gender. Every religion is like agree on this one thing, that we are all equal.
Yeah, that is so beautifully said. The two important points you made. One is, if the original scripture is not understandable to the common man today, the language is different, it is now in the power is in the hands of the person who either interprets it or misinterprets it, right? So, and then power comes into play rather than the interpretation, which is what Swamiji is doing, right? In the original Hindu scriptures were written in Sanskrit. And because nobody understands it, it's become a social issue, gender inequality. And he is reviving the original scriptures, teaching it in English to people, but he insists that we quote the original scriptures and make people aware. So it's a very important point. So I just wanted to...
People are prohibited from learning the language. That was the thing.
Oh, beautiful, yeah. People are prohibited from learning, so they won't know the actual truth. Great, so...
Well, you know, I thank you so much for sharing that. And I wanted to kind of add on to what you were saying about the difference between, say, culture and religion. And, you know, like in this culture, there are all kinds of laws for anti-discrimination. There's laws on the book, and, you know, the courts have cases like this where, you know, people go and demand justice. But the issue is that, you know, those laws don't penetrate into the bedroom. They don't penetrate into the home beyond the front door. What goes on within the home is really a matter of spiritual understanding or lack of it. So virtues, spiritual principles have the ability to penetrate into the home, into the bedroom, and penetrate into the heart. So because until people kind of internalize these spiritual principles, things aren't really going to change because our understanding hasn't changed. There's a wonderful metaphor in the Baha'i writings about the wings of a bird. If male and female are equated to the wings of a bird, when both wings are strong, the bird can soar. If only one wing is strong and the other is weak, the bird is not going to fly very far.
So that's so beautiful. I think one of the important things you said is there is a limit to which laws can help us, and only spiritual teachings penetrating into our heart and into our houses is going to make a difference. And that's so beautiful. And from combining it with what Baljit said, it is our responsibility now, it seems like this is something we have to do, to bring the original teachings and teach them as they were written originally and make people understand that. And that's very important.
So I just wanted to add a little, saying that we need to stand up to ensure that religion or the way of life that each community or each person chooses does not become a socio-economic problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is one of the big distinctions we need to make and educate people. Because whether it is for, you know, having the unique spaces that a man or a woman or any gender are occupying today, it is about giving that space that they deserve, that they need to have, to grow and to flourish, right? And that is something that we need to understand is the role that the religion that you take, because the way of life or the philosophy that you choose, when you start applying it to yourself, it becomes your religion, right? And with this context and with this understanding, and with the right understanding of the true original scriptures, we get to understand what is the right way to go about it and how life should progress from now onwards. And to engage and to enrich people to follow this.
Yeah, I think one thing you said, which is very powerful, is that when each person takes that spiritual teaching, they have to know that they have to apply it to themselves in that personal situation. And I think that is important. We not only teach people to make it personal, but also make people understand that empowerment is also something that they have to stand up for, right? It's very important. So I just want to invite you to say a few words on how you think social and religion interacts today, and is there an effect of that, and how do you overcome that? Any thoughts you have? Yeah.
I would like to share that.
Yeah, your mic. Yeah.
I think as long as we're really sharing the beauties of our religion, if we emphasize on it, no matter where you come from, whether it's Christianity, Hinduism, Sikhism, all that, as long as what we are saying over here, there's emphasizes and together the true teachings of their religion, and they can share it within their own community, I think then there would be no question about it, there would be inequality. That means we would be living in real in harmony, and there would be an equality. At the same time, like in Islam, it says that in the Quran, it says, La ikraha fid din. There is no compulsion in the religion. You cannot even compel anybody that you really have to accept even the faith, unless it really comes from your heart. So as long as we can share those beauties of the religion and then share with the other religions also, that's what, so I think there would be always an harmony into the society, and there would be no the inequality among those that what we are saying, that because it is created by the media or the others, or generally, I think if you see it sometime, these things are happening over here. Those are created by the governments or their own, for their own agenda. But that is not the true teachings of their religion. Otherwise, there would be no inequality among the genders.
Yeah, I think there's something very beautiful you said, that the people are exploiting others. People like government and media are spreading lies about, like Islam, saying, okay, it treats women differently, or Hinduism treats women differently. This is one of the ways in which our community was persecuted. It's the people in power who have the control over media able to say that, hey, they ill-treat women. And then it becomes the accepted truth instead of being reality, right? So how do we fight that? I think today, the social media is both a curse and a boon. And so how do we fight that? I'd like to invite Mr. Dobbs to say a few words.
Well, it's a great question, and really, I think we're all grappling with that because the media is pervasive. The internet, and there's all kinds of. We have access to all kinds of news, and it used to be in this country when I was young, a long time ago. There were only a limited number of venues where you could get the news, and most of them were very similar. ABC was similar to NBC, similar to CBS, and those were the venues where we got our television news and the great papers of the country, like the New York Times or the Chicago Tribune or so on. They all more or less had standards by which they operated. We still have those standards, but there is a multiplicity of venues that is staggering. And unfortunately, I think a lot of it is our own attitude, that if we go to news to confirm what we already believe, that's not helpful. It's more beneficial, I think, to kind of get news from different sources and make sure that they are different points of view, because unless we, this e pluribus unum, out of one many, or out of many one, it's up to us to kind of, it's our responsibility to ferret out the truth, and you can do that best, I think, in the modern times by getting your source of news from different places, and then judging for yourself by, using spiritual standards as your yardstick to measure what is true and what is not.
Thank you. Ma, do you want to share something about how we can change the media narrative that is going against us?
Media can be changed only when we will change. It depends on each individual of us. And I will say most of us go to a temple or Gurdwara, I will say, and we think that we will do all the rituals and we will go home, everything is done, taken care. And we kind of wash off our responsibility as soon as we get out of the door of a temple. That is not going to help us. That is not going to serve the community. So this is how it was written in our holy book. Guru Nanak said that no matter how many different rituals you will do, until you wash your inside, until you reach to yourself inside, is nothing going to help you. So first we have to be one with God. And as children get married, and the one thing that is preached to them on their day when we do the ceremony is that ek jyot doi murti tan fir pir kahiye soy. That means when a girl and a boy are sitting for the wedding ceremony, we tell them that now you are two bodies, but you have one soul, and you have to respect each other as the same soul, same equality. So if we start doing that and then follow that, and I think it will make an impact on the media. Media kind of say things what we want to hear. And who is controlling that particular media, or what kind of government simply they have in that country? So they will guide the media which way to go, and to tell good things about that person or religion, or tell bad things about that religion. So right now, if we see every single day you watch news about India, you will hear tons of things about Islam. You will hear tons of things about lower caste or Sikhs or God knows what. But that is controlled. Most of these TV channels, like if we go back, they are owned by the certain people who are in the government. So that is proven fact that the TV channels are controlled by them. So it's very difficult to cross that hurdle, but I think we have to keep on doing the good deeds, and one day we will reach to that point.
Great, thank you. I wish we could continue this discussion much longer. It's such an interesting topic, but we have to move on to the next section. I thank you all the panelists for being here. Ma Preeti, I know you're online. Really appreciate your presence here. And so next we're going to have Swamiji is going to be on Darshan with Swamiji. Before that, we're going to take everybody here through a short meditation. So if we could go back and sit. We can just get on to the next step.
Do you mind if I can make a little comment?
Oh yeah,
I would be very
please.
brief.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'm going to pose a question to everyone that why do we keep a dog? Why the people love dog? Anybody who knows the answer? Of course, this is a personal question. Yes, you can love the cat or dog. The reason is that Christianity was saved by the dog. How? When the Christians, they really left the city of the Rome and all that. When the Romans were chasing them, the dogs were the one who will really bark and not inform them, so they were not caught. This is how the Christianity was kept alive. Second thing is that Islam endorses all the religions. Not to say anything bad to their even god, goddesses. At the same time, it endorses all the books also, and they accept it. Islam is the only religion that puts forward that all the revealed books, even the Muslims can get married in the revealed book, I think follows also. So that is one thing. So if we follow our religion into that one also, so I think then there would be then we can change the media. Then there is no media. We are the media. As Biljit Singh, she said it very beautifully. So we are the media. We allow them really to take a ride on our head. So if we want to stop them, so I think we have to be together, because your religion is telling you that, you know what, there is no religion that allows you to slap any of your neighbors right now. No teaching in any book that tells you or compels you at all. So this is all peace. So that's what, if we will promote that peace and equality, then there would be no gender or any other issue that will come forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please give a warm hand to everybody who's in the panelists. Really appreciate their contributions and input. And I know this is a topic we can, speak for hours together, but thank you so much for their input. I really look forward to working with the entire community, all of you leaders here, in this particular topic, gender equality, and of course, equality of everyone. I look forward to having a long collaboration and what we can do together. Thank you so much. So now we'll have a very short meditation leading to darshan with Swamiji. Please, all of you sit straight with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. If you can just close your eyes gently.
I bless you all. Let you all open all your three eyes and manifest the powers of Mahasadashiva. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om Shivoham. Nityananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nityananda Paramashivoham.
Now let's enter into the Panchopachara Puja. Now please take some sandalwood paste in your hands and offer it to Swamiji along with the mantra. Om Gandhadvarandhuradharsha Nitya Pushtankarishini Ishwari Gun Sarvabhutanam Tamihopahvaye Shriyam Gandhan Dharayami. The next is the offering of Pushpam, fragrant flowers. Now please take some flowers made with sandalwood paste in your hands and offer the flowers to Swamiji along with the mantra. Yopam pushpam veda pushpavan prajavaan pashuman bhavati chandrama va apam pushpam pushpavan prajavaan pashuman bhavati ya evam veda yopamayatanam veda ayatanavan bhavati pushpaih pujayami. The next is the offering of dhupa, incense sticks. Now please take the lit incense sticks in your hands and slowly wave it towards Swamiji along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Om Dhurasi Dhurva Dhurvantam Dhurvatayo Osman Dhurvatitam Dhurvayam Vayam Dhurvamastam Devanamasi Sasnitamam Papritamam Jushtatamam Vannitamam Devahutamam Ritamasir Haverdhanam Trigumma Swamatva Amitrasya Tva Chakshusha Prekshe Mabherma Samvikta Matva Higum Sisham Dhupamagrapayami. The next is the offering of Deepa, the lit lamp. Now please take the lit lamp in your hands and slowly wave it towards Swamiji along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Om Uddīpe Sajata Vedopagniniritim Mama Pashugashamahyamavaha Jivanam Chadisho Disha Mano Higum Sijata Vedogamashvam Purusham Jagat Abhibradagnaagahi Shriyama Paripataya Deepam Darshayami. The next is the offering of Naivedyam, the sacred food offering. Now please take a udarni of water and hover it clockwise over the Naivedyam and offer the water to Swamiji along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Om Madhuvatartayate Madhuksharanti Sindhavaha Madhvīna Santoshadhihi Madhunaktamutoshasi Madhumatparti Bhagum Rajaha Madhudyorastu Nah Pita Madhumano Vanaspatir Madhumagum Astu Suryaha Madhvirgavo Bhavantu Naha Madhu 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 Naivedyam Nivedayami. The next is the offering of Arartikam, the lit camphor. Now please take the arati in your hands and slowly wave it towards Swamiji along with the mantra, and please ring the bell as you do so. Om Rajadhirajaya Prasanya Sahine Namo Vayam Vaishravanaya Kurmahe Same Kamang Kamakamaya Mahyam Kameshwaro Vaishravano Dadatu Kuberaya Vaishravanaya Maharajaya Namaha Karpura Gauram Karunavataram Samsarasaram Bhujagendraharam Sada Vasantam Hridayarvinde Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami Karpura Niranjanam Darshayami. Now, in the same space, please sit with your head
neck and spine in a straight line, and get ready to receive the darshan of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Sri Nityananda Paramashiva.
Connecting with the divine with your eyes closed is meditation. Connecting with the divine with your eyes open is darshan. Come, let us all now move from meditation to darshan. Slowly, very slowly, please open your eyes.
नित्यानंदने आनंदने नित्यानंदने आनंदने नित्यानंदने आनंदने नित्यानंदने आनंदने नित्यानंदने आनंदने नित्यानंदने 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 அடிமுடி காணாத கண்ணாமலைநாதனே ஆனந்த உருதாங்கி அவனில் உதித்தவனே அடிமுடி காணாத கண்ணாமலைநாதனே ஆனந்த உருதாங்கி அவனில் உதித்தவனே ஜோதிமலை தனிலே சுயம்பாகி நின்றவனே ஆதி குருநாதனே ஆனந்தனே ஜோதிமலை தனிலே சுயமாகி நின்றவனே ஆதி குருநாதனே ஆனந்தனே ஆனந்தனே நித்யானந்தம் 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 நித்யானந்தம்
சதாசிவன் மன்முகன் போற்றிய பிரம்மத்தின் ஈஸ்வரன் ஆலவாய் தனி வீட்ட
மடி தலை காட்டி அருவி உருவாகி ஆனந்தம் தனை மூட்டி அவனியில் அவலங்கள் ஆழ்த்துயர்த்தனை நீக்கி ஆனந்தமாகிட வந்த நித்யானந்தனே ஆனந்தனே நித்யானந்தனே ஆனந்தனே நித்யானந்தனே 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 காவியுடை தாங்கி சடகங்கை தனி தாங்கி மலைமகள் பார்வதி மனம் கவர் மகேசன் காவியுடை தாங்கி சடகங்கை தனை தாங்கி மலைமகள் பார்வதி மனம் கவர் மகேசன் ஆலவாயேசனவன் யோகியரின் ரூபமாய் வந்த நித்யானந்தமே ஆலவாயேசனவன் யோகியரின் ரூபமாய் வந்த நித்யானந்தமே சரி சதா தத்த சத பத பக சரி கபத சரி சதத்த தத்த சத பத பக சரி கபத கரி கரி சரி சரி சத கபத சகரி ரி சரி சத 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 பசரி கபத சகரி பகத பசதரி சகரி சா
Hello. Is this?
Okay, I want to invite Mr. Bill Rao, the Mayor Pro Tem from Montclair, to present a proclamation to Swamiji. So once you read the proclamation and Swamiji accept it, I'll take it up and leave it at Swamiji's feet, and then we'll continue with his. Swamiji will give us satsang. Thank you.
Good evening, and it's a pleasure to be here. I remember distinctly the opening 14 years ago, and it was quite a celebration, and we have a wonderful celebration again tonight. I am Bill Rue, the Mayor Pro Tem for the city of Montclair. I'm a lifetime resident of the city. And it is a wonderful and most esteemed pleasure to present this certificate of recognition from the city of Montclair, not just the council, everyone who calls Montclair home, to present this on the 14th anniversary and on your Diwali celebration. We appreciate your involvement in our community. We wish you many years of peace, justice, and happiness. So on behalf of the city of Montclair, we present this certificate of recognition for all the wonderful work you do and for the continuation of it. Peace always. Thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of Swamiji, I'm going to accept this very kind proclamation, and I'm going to lay it at his feet. Now we kindly request Swamiji to address us and say a few.
ईश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि परमशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. I welcome everyone sitting with us in Kailasa, Los Angeles, and all over the world in more than 150 countries at this moment. All the distinguished, important guests, and all the Sarvanyapita Kartas, Yajamans, manifestors, Kailasa's ministers, ambassadors, Kailasa's diplomats, and citizens of Kailasa, welcome all of you with my love and respects, blessings. My blessings, Paramashiva's grace and blessings, my respects be on all of you. Paramashiva's message on this auspicious 14th anniversary of the Kailasa Nityanandeshwara Hindu Temple at present location Montclair and Deepavali celebrations. My blessings to all of you. Let all the auspiciousness good happen to everyone and the whole world. "14 years before we moved to Montclair from Claremont, we were having our temple earlier in Duarte. From there, we moved to Montclair 14 years before. First of all, I wanted to thank Mr. Bill Rue, Mayor Pro Tem, City of Montclair, and elected to the City Council in November of 1998. He serves on several boards and is actively involved in the activities of the city, including education and human services, public policy, and governmental affairs. Mr. Bill Rue, thank you for being here, representing the whole city. As you said, who claims Montclair as their home. Thank you for hosting us for 14 years. Continuous 14 years. It is such a sweet, beautiful journey. Being our temple in Montclair and the Kailasa Uniting Nations projects. The Kailasa is uniting the nations, all the nations from all over the world for multiple humanitarian projects. For all of that, the Western Hemisphere for hosting us for last 14 years and looking forward to continue our journey together. Do more good to the world, make the world better place, serve the whole America. Thank you, Mr. Bill Rue. God bless America. It's so nice to have you, and thank you for your proclamation. And every important person who is here, I welcome each one of you. Honored. We are honored. Kailasa is honored to have each one of you here. Next is Mr. G. Anthony Hilton, CDMP. He is the MP for Western St. Andrew, Jamaica, and is currently the leader of opposition. And he is also the Shadow Minister of Industry Investment and Global Logistics, Mr. Anthony Hilton. Thank you for being here. I sincerely appreciate your presence here as the very important person and guest. Thank you, Mr. Anthony Hilton, for being here. And Shri Ashok Desai ji, head of the Jain Center, philanthropist, entrepreneur, is actively involved for many decades in the betterment of Hindu and Jain communities in Southern California, an ardent supporter and devotee of our Kailasa Los Angeles. And Ashok Desai ji, thank you. And next, Shri Amit Bhandari ji, entrepreneur and philanthropist. For several decades, he has been a successful leader of several Hindu and Jain events and activities in the Southern California region. He is also an ardent supporter of Kailasa. Thank you, Amit Bhandari ji, for being here. And next is Rashmi Shah, Sri Rashmi Shah ji, entrepreneur, philanthropist, promoter various events across Southern California. Sri Rashmi Shahji, thank you for being here. Welcome you sincerely. Sorry for the technical glitch. Hope you are all able to see me and hear me now. Yes. Next, the panelists for the today's panel, Shri Mr. Randy Dobbs, Director of Association for Baha'i Studies, University of Southern California. He is the Secretary of the Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Los Angeles. He is member of Board of Directors at UCLA and part of Interfaith Collective at the Mayor's Office in Los Angeles. As part of the Baha'i, he promotes unity of all humanity, equality of women and men, and unity amongst all faiths. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Randy Dobbs, for being here and sharing your valuable inputs and doing what you are doing. Thank you. Next, Ma Baljit Kaurji, Secretary, Narko Gurudwara, a prominent activist involved in sharing the teachings from the Sikh tradition. She plays a vital role in interfaith events and relationships here in Southern California. A strong voice for women. She stands for cultural diversity, service to humanity, and manifestations through interfaith collaborations for the betterment of community. Thank you, Shri Ma Baljit Kaurji, for being here. Thank you. Ma Preeti Talwar, Soka Kokai Buddhist, part of the Soka Gakkai International Buddhist Community. She shares that each person has the courage, wisdom, and compassion to face and surmount any of life's challenges. The community upholds respecting the dignity of human life and the interconnectedness of the self and the environment, maintaining peaceful coexistence with all faiths. Thank you, Ma Preeti Talwarji. Thank you for being here and participating in the panel. Next, Ma Muktikananda, Coordinator of Kailasa Los Angeles Nityanandeshwara Hindu Temple. And thank you for being here and sharing your ideas and being part of this panel and coordinating the program. Thank you. And panelist Shri Mr. Khalid Nazim Ahmad, Ahmadiyya Muslim community leader. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad founded the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in 1889 as a revival movement within Islam, emphasizing its essential teachings of peace, love, justice, and sanctity of life. The community categorically rejects terrorism and promotes the communities living harmoniously. Thank you, Shri Mr. Khalid Nazim Ahmad ji, for being here and doing what you are all doing. Thank you. And once again, I wanted to thank everyone for being here. Today's subject for the panel discussion is gender equality, past, present, future. Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the Hindu civilization, oldest surviving civilization of the earth, manifested the gender equality in its uniqueness. Each gender, not just as we know, socially accepted, just male and female. Hinduism elaborates about 11 genders. Each gender finding their highest potential and manifesting all their possibilities and powers is the gender equality in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Hinduism created a beautiful ecosystem. Vedas elaborately document the existence of 11 different genders. And all the 11 different genders were given an amazing possibility by the Hindu ecosystem. Hindu civilization manifested a beautiful ecosystem where all the 11 genders reached their peak possibilities and powers. Main commonly known two genders, male, female, have been given methodology, science to manifest their full potential, manifest all their possibility and powers. This is the way gender equality is presented in Hindu tradition from the ancient times. I am putting it on record. The past, gender equality in the past, how it was thousands and thousands of years before, in the great enlightened ancient only surviving oldest Earth's civilization. We have elaborate documents about the 11 genders. And each gender's role, how they can reach their peak potential, how we can all coexist without violating each other's space, without putting each others in insecurity, supporting each other without complicating or competing, but complementing each other. That was the way Hinduism practiced, manifested gender equality. It is elaborately documented in our Vedas and Agamas. I'll give you an example. Women, by their very DNA, women have the capacity, groundedness to hold an ecosystem, a family together, a team together, a community together. So keeping something very stable, keeping it together and making it functional. Women have their own intuitive intelligence in that field. So Hinduism creates an ecosystem for every woman to manifest that possibility, that power. this knowledge is documented and transmitted from generation to next generation just through the DNA. Hinduism has a great, unique style of Varnashrama Dharma. Please understand. I want every one of you to understand our Varnashrama Dharma of Hinduism is not anyway classifying human beings as higher or lower based on their birth. No, I wanted to make it very clear. The Varnashrama Dharma gives unique place to all the Varnas and all the ashramas, creates an ecosystem for every type of being to flower. Varna Ashrama Dharma is knowledge transmission through DNA, through the very biology. In the modern day, now the modern science is proving information, knowledge can be documented in your DNA, in your very muscle memory. Thousands and thousands of years before, the Vedic masters, the masters of Vedic civilization, ancestors of Vedic civilization, know this truth. This knowledge system, information, can be documented in DNA and it can be transmitted from generation to generation, and it can even develop itself. It can even upgrade itself. It can even update itself. This science forms the foundation for woman's place in Hinduism. Same way, man has his own role, keeping the power of consciousness. Each gender has something unique to contribute for the humanity. Each of them reaching their peak potential and manifesting their powers, their possibilities, serving the best way to the humanity and experiencing fulfillment, liberation, moksha is the purpose of the Hindu ecosystem. I wanted all of you to know Hinduism is more than any organized religion. It is more than any religion. It is more than a lifestyle. It is actually an ecosystem. It is very conscious, enlightened ecosystem which can transmit this knowledge from generation to generation in an upgraded way. In every level, Hinduism, the Vedic civilization, focuses on making every individual flower in unique way, making the person fulfilled in the personal front and making the person highly productive for the society or the civilization or the nation or the community they are part of. It is not accidental why the Hindus are the most contributing richest ethnic minority, not just in United States of America or in Australia, almost every country they have settled down. More than 100 countries. I wanted to repeat. I am talking from the statistics. More than 100 countries. Hindus have spread all over the world. In every country, every territory, Hindus are there. But in more than 100 countries, Hindus are the richest, peaceful, happily coexisting, lowest crime, and richest ethnic minority in more than 100 countries. In more than 100 countries, Hindus are the richest ethnic minority. It is not accidental, because the very philosophy is gender equality centered. The very principle is gender equality centered. That brings multiple advantages, like most stable family. If you see the divorce rate, lowest divorce rate among any religion is Hindus. Whether it is the social education which is useful for the life, career, money making, or the spiritual education, highest educated are the Hindus. All these advantages are because the remnants of the gender equality ideas existed in the past and continuing in the present. All the best things Hindus are enjoying. Lowest crime rate, lowest drug addiction, lowest mental disorders, lowest hospitalization. I can list all the benefits Hindus are enjoying in United States based on the statistics. Literally no gang. Hindus have no gang and no gang violence. Even though almost 3 million Hindus are living in USA, the Hindu settlement areas are the most peaceful. The reason is gender equality is a lifestyle for the Hindus even now. Of course, surely it is much less than the past. How it was in the past, the present is reduced. But now it is time we revive and we head back to the future. Please understand, I am trying to coin a new word. We bring the past back to the future in a most glorious way, in the best way for the modern day humanity. All the problems modern day humanity is facing can be solved. Surely, if we bring the principles from the Vedic tradition, science of the Vedic tradition to life, back again, it can solve multiple problems humanity is facing. My whole effort of reviving this Kailasa nation is to bring all the ancient enlightened civilization, Hindu civilizations, greater science, values, philosophy's principles of gender equality back to life, bringing the past, the glorious past, to the future. Past was glorious in every level. Fortunately, still the past is not dead, it is still alive. Maybe the intensity has come down. Maybe some of the sciences we lost, but we have not lost everything. The good news is still the documents, scriptures are available, and still the knowledge is in our DNA, and we can revive. The great news is already Kailasa started reviving for future. Kailasa was the past, Kailasa is the present, Kailasa is the future hope. Yes. Hope you are all able to see me and hear me now. Sorry for the technical glitch once again. So, the essence of what I wanted to convey to all of you, the glorious Kailasa was the greatest past. Hope for the revival of the Kailasa is the present, and revived Kailasa is the future of gender equality. That's all. Thank you, one and all, for being here. Thank you. I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Paramadvaitam, Shuddhatvaita Saivam, the state, space, power, being, superconsciousness, and Kailas of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham, Om Nityananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
திருவடி தலை காட்டி அருவே உருவாகி ஆனந்தம் தனை ஊட்டி திருவே குருவாகி திருவடி தலை காட்டி அருவி உருவாகி ஆனந்தம் தனை ஊட்டி அவனியில் அவலங்கள் ஆழ்ந்துயர் தனை நீக்கி ஆனந்தமாகிட வந்த